It's a debate as old as time itself. Okay, maybe just as old as modern DWR technology, but still, the debate rages. Which is better, an insulated ski jacket or a non-insulated shell? Now, if you're sitting there with a confused look on your face thinking, what the heck is even the difference? Let me break it down for you. An insulated jacket, or you might call it a ski jacket, is just what it sounds like, an outer layer of clothing that's probably waterproof, or at least water resistant, and filled with some type of insulation, probably synthetic materials, but possibly down. We prefer sustainable synthetic insulation because we're vegan, but that's just us, although it is better for wet environments like the ones we're gonna talk about today. So, by the way, did you know we have a Patreon? Yeah. We do. And it's rad, because in addition to outtakes and behind-the-scenes footage, we give away gear we've tested and reviewed every month. For example, at the end of January, we're giving away this rad Nog headlamp. So sign up as a paid supporter. You won't regret it. But back to jackets. So insulated jackets can have any amount of insulation, from just a bit to a whole stinking lot, and they tend to be warm enough that you don't have to fuss with a bunch of layers underneath it. Usually just a long sleeve base layer will do. They tend to be what you see most often at ski resorts and sledding hills. Now on the flip side, a shell jacket or shell pants have no insulation. It's just one visible layer of durable material that's waterproof, plus way more lightweight and packable. Shells keep out the elements and tend to be more breathable and versatile in more types of conditions, but do require that you dress in layers under the shell since, you know, it's not gonna be very warm. So which is better? Well, I've got bad news for you. Like most outdoor gear and clothing related debates, it depends. Not what you wanted to hear, I know, but hear me out. Whether a shell or insulated jacket is the best choice depends on you and what kind of outdoor shenanigans you get up to on the regular. For example, if you're participating in winter activities where you'll be working hard, think hiking, Nordic skiing, biking, backpacking, you probably already know you need to dress in layers. If the concept of layering is new to you, might I suggest you go check out this video. But essentially, you dress in layers so that as you work hard and your body heats up in the cold, you can remove layers like jackets or fleeces so you don't get too sweaty, which is important because sweat is what makes you super cold when you stop working hard, which is the same time you want to have layers handy to put back on so you don't get cold the second you stop moving. Now, if you're dressing in layers and planning to adjust those layers throughout the day as you move and rest, well, your outer layer will probably be the first to be taken off and on, off and on, and off and on. You get the idea. But here's the problem. If your outer layer is an insulated jacket, not only does it weigh a ton, which weight you now have to lug around in your backpack, but because it was so warm, you probably don't have many layers on underneath it, which means it's gonna be real hard to regulate your body temperature and keep from getting too cold or too hot. And at the risk of sounding repetitive, sweat is the enemy when it's cold out. Soak through your shirt and you've just increased your risk of hypothermia. Hypothermia. Let's do it. Soak through your shirt and you've just increased your risk of hypothermia significantly. I did it! However, if you were wearing a shell, you probably wouldn't have this problem. Not only is a shell jacket much lighter, sometimes by pounds, meaning it won't weigh down your pack, but you'll also be wearing more layers under the shell, which gives you much greater versatility to dial in a comfortable body temperature and keep you from sweating. Cool, right? Makes so much sense. On the flip side, insulated jackets are ideal for activities where you won't be working hard but still need to stay warm, like downhill snowboarding and skiing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and maybe wandering around mountain towns as you pop in and out of local gear stores. And honestly, most experienced skiers will tell you a shell is still better for a lot of downhill sports. Sure, an insulated jacket is nice when it's really, really cold out and you're riding windy lifts half of the day, but on sunny days or when the temperature outside fluctuates, downhill sports are still work and still heat up your body, and there's still a really good good chance you're gonna wanna vent that outer layer or remove some mid layers entirely to keep you from getting too hot and uncomfortable. So bottom line, if you can afford or have room in your closet for both an insulated ski jacket and a shell, I mean, sure, get both. Seems wasteful, but whatever. If you're on a budget or you don't have a ton of storage space, or you want to reduce the amount of clothing you buy, more versatile layers are almost always better than unitaskers in my book, and shells offer way more versatility in far more temperature conditions than insulated jackets. So okay, if I have to pick a winner, it's gonna be the shell. After all, whether you're downhill skiing, backcountry skiing, hiking, snowshoeing, biking, I don't know, walking to the library, you can layer, so get the shell. Maybe this very fancy Verglass Infinity shell from Helly Hansen, or this Alpspitze 2 or 3 liter shell from Jack Wolfskin. They're both pretty great and highly sustainable. Also, BFC free. That said, if you are a downhill powder hound, we've never been more impressed with an insulated ski jacket than we are with this Picture Organic clothing track jacket. Review to come, so subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss it. Then follow us on all the socials. We're at Terradrift, and check out even more gear over at terradrift.com, like, I don't know, a list of fee-free days in national parks this year, or our favorite puffy jackets for layering, which you're gonna need if you get that shell. Then layer up and get out there and wander on.